Hey you! You're watching a clip from the DynamiteGizmo podcast. This is not the full episode, but if you want to see the full episode, make sure to click the link in the description. And remember, like, comment, subscribe. Do it now! Here's the clip. And we're going to move on to my fight predictions. Rock and roll Los Angeles. Rock and roll Los Angeles. Okay, so beep. Let me see here. Yeah, we're good. We're good. All right, so this is my fight prediction sheet, everybody. As I said, if you want this shit, link is in the description. Go to the Google Drive doc and download it, motherfucker. Okay, so the first fight of the night, we got Katona. I need to see if this looks okay. Oh yeah, we're good. We're golden. The first fight of the night is Katona versus Almacan, the Turan warrior versus Superman. I'm so sick of people using Superman as their nickname. Enough. There's too many Supermans. Okay? So Brad Katona is 4-4-0 in the UFC. His overall record is 14-4-0, currently on a one-fight losing streak. He is a Canadian on the card. And he is the first fighter in the Ultimate Fighter history to win the competition twice. Pretty interesting, right? He won the TUF 27 featherweight division, and then he won the TUF 31 in the bantamweight division. Pretty good, baby. He has wins over Carlos Vera and Bryce Mitchell in the Ultimate Fighter. He has won and defended once the BCF bantamweight title, and has a loss on his record to Marab. This guy's been around the block, and he's opening up the card right away. Okay. And then the guy he's fighting, Almacan, his UFC record is 0-1-0, so one loss, no wins. His overall record is 11-2-0. He's currently on a one-fight losing streak. Debut fight into the UFC was against Umar Nurmagomedov, so the loss is like pretty valid. You know, they threw him right into the fucking Sharks immediately. I don't know why that or how that happened. But before Umar, he was on a 9-fight win streak, so he's no slouch. But they gave him Umar right away into the UFC. So I think just based off of Brad Katona's credentials, that's who I'm going to go for. And the fact that he's Canadian, I need him to represent. Second fight of the night, we have Daniel Santos versus Jong Young Lee. Okay? Willie Cat versus the Korean Tiger. Wow. Again, the nicknames kind of match up. We got a tiger versus a cat. All right, so Daniel Santos is 2-1-0 in the UFC. Overall, 11-2-0. Currently on a 2-fight win streak. But over the past 5 years, this is important. Over the past 5 years, he has had 7 fights canceled. Okay? For various reasons. Well, kind of all the same reason, actually. March of 2020, it was COVID. Okay, that's a valid enough reason. But then October of 2021, his opponent withdrew. Okay, valid enough. But then, on the same card, when he was supposed to fight a new opponent, then all of a sudden, now Santos can't fight. So first his opponent can't fight, now he can't fight, so he backed out. Then in May of 2023, Santos withdrew again due to injury. Then in November of 2023, Santos withdrew again for whatever reason. Then in October of 2024, Santos withdrew again for whatever fucking reason it was. And, oh, here we go. April of 2025, Santos withdrew again for medical conditions. You thought Khamzat was bad for withdrawing from fights? Look at Daniel Santos, okay? So over the past 5 years, he's only fought 3 times because he constantly withdraws from fights. I'm surprised he's even still on this card at this point. And I wouldn't be surprised if by the time Saturday comes, he won't be fighting. One of those fights was a fight of the night win over John Castaneda. So he's had the fights that he has had it was a fight of the night bonus that he got. Okay, Now we're going to go on to Zhang Yang Li. He in the UFC, he is 2-1-0. His overall record is 11-2-0. He's on a 1-fight losing streak. Before that was on an 8-fight win streak, including winning the RFC Featherweight Championship and defending it once. He was originally supposed to fight Gavin Tucker, but Gavin Tucker withdrew. So, listen, Korean Tiger, I wouldn't be surprised if Santos is going to fuck you over too. So because of Santos's, kind of looks like Sneeko. Because of Santos's past, I'm going to go for the Korean Tiger. Okay, next up we've got Marc-Andre Barriault versus Bruno Silva. Okay, Marc Barriault is a Canadian, and his UFC record is 5-8-0 with 1 no contest. Overall, he is 16-9-0, currently on a 3-fight losing streak. He is a Canadian on the card. He has had 1 fight of the night bonus. His only no contest was due to failing a drug test for ostarine, whatever that is. Originally won the contest by knockout, but once the drug test result failed, he lost. He won the vacant hybrid combat middleweight belt, won and defended once the TKO middleweight belt, won the TKO light heavyweight belt, almost completely undefeated outside the UFC, but after joining the UFC, now has more losses than wins on his UFC record. Okay, and then Bruno Silva is 4-6-0. Overall, 23-12-0, currently on a 4-fight losing streak. 20 of his wins are by knockout, 3 by decision. He has losses over Chris Weidman, Shara Magomedov, and Alex Pereira. He won the M1 middleweight belt and has had 3 performance of the night bonuses. This one was a tough decision for me, and on my sheet I did pick Bruno Silva. But now I don't know, dude. This is a tough one. I think I'm going to stick with it. I think I'm going to stick with Bruno. Bruno, not Bruno. Okay, and now we're on the prelims. And as I said, I'm excited for Navajo. You already know I'm picking Navajo, but let's just go over what we've got going on here. So Navajo Sterling versus Ivan Erslan. Navajo is 1-0 in the UFC because he's only had 1 fight. Overall, 6-0, completely undefeated. Won the Dynamite Contender Series, won the RFN heavyweight title, won and defended once the SMMA heavyweight title, won the Hex vacant light heavyweight title. Okay, so he's had some belts under his motherfucking name, dude. Ivan Erslan in the UFC is 0-1-0. Overall, he's 14-4-0 with 1 no contest. Currently on a 1-fight losing streak. Has had 2 performance of the night bonuses in different organizations. Has had 1 fight of the night performance bonus in a different organization. Only no contest was from failing a drug test. So again, we've got another drug test failure. I don't need to go over anything. I'm going for Navajo, whether you like it or not. Next up, fight number 5. We got Modestas Bukauskas versus Ion Kutlaba. Okay, the Baltic Gladiator versus the Hulk. Again, I've seen multiple Hulks. Time to get rid of them. Bukauskas is 5-4-0, overall 17-6-0, currently on a 2-fight win streak, won the Cage Warriors light heavyweight title twice, defended it once the first time. What does that mean? Joined the UFC in 2020, left in 2022 to go to Cage Warriors, then came back to the UFC in 2023, won the FSC light heavyweight title, and has had a performance of the night bonus. The Hulk is The Hulk's UFC record is 8-9-1, overall 19-10-1, currently on a 2-fight win streak, has been in the UFC since 2016, Before coming into the UFC, he was undefeated with a record of 11 wins, except for one Cage Warriors fight against Michael Andraziak. Lost that fight due to illegal strikes in round 1, and he's also had a fight of the night performance bonus. I am going to go for Bukakis on this one. Thank you very much. Number 6, next up, we've got Jessica Andrade versus Jasmine Jazudavikius. Jesus Christ. So Jessica is 17-11-0 in the UFC, overall 26-13-0, currently on a one-fight losing streak. She is ranked number 7 in the UFC women's flyweight division. She has won 6 performance of the night bonuses and 5 fight of the night performance bonuses. When she fought Rose Namajunas for the title and won in 2019, she received both Fight of the Night and Performance of the Night bonuses. She has been in the UFC since 2013. She's 33 years old and has been in since 2013, so she's still young. She's been in it for a while now, too. And she looks mean. Jasmine is 7-2-0 in the UFC, overall 13-3-0, currently on a 4-fight win streak, ranked number 9 in the UFC. She is a Canadian on the card. She's had 2 Performance of the Night bonuses, won the FCP strawweight belt, won the BCM flyweight belt, 36 years old, so she's 3 years older than Jessica, but she has only been in the UFC since 2022. Now, as much as I want to go for the Canadian, I'm going to go for Jessica Andrade. However you say it. All right, the feature prelim of the night is Mike Mallet versus Charles Radke. I might change my decision here. I think I'm actually going to. So, Mike Mallet is 4-1-0 in the UFC, overall 11-2-1. Currently on a 1-fight win streak. He is a Canadian on the card. He's had 2 Performance of the Night bonuses. Won the XFFC lightweight title. Aside from his one loss to Neil Magny, he was undefeated in the UFC. Better at submissions than Radke. Radke is 3-1-0 in the UFC. Overall, he's 10-4-0. Currently on a 1-fight win streak. He's had 1 Performance of the Night bonus, and he's won the Cage Fury FC welterweight title. Maybe I will stick with Mike Mallet. Let's do it. Let's stick with Mike. Mikey. Oops, you don't want to see that yet. Alright, so the first fight on the main card, we got our boy Benoit Saint-Denis versus Kyle Prepolek. Okay, Benoit Saint-Denis, UFC, he's 5-3-0. Overall, he's 13-3-0. Currently on a 1-fight losing streak, ranked number 13 in the lightweight division. He's had 2 Performance of the Night bonuses, 2 Fight of the Night bonuses. Originally was supposed to fight Yoel Alvarez, as we said earlier. He won the stare-down welterweight title, was undefeated outside of the UFC with 8 wins. And then Kyle Propolek is 0-2-0 in the UFC. Overall, he's 18-8-0. Debuted in the UFC in 2019. He's a Canadian on the card. Lost twice in a row. Left UFC and won the Samurai MMA lightweight title. Moved on to 4 different organizations, had a few canceled fights, but won the 3 fights that he did end up getting, putting him on a current 3-fight win streak, re-debuting back into the UFC, which is where we're at now. He won the BTC vacant catchweight title, which is like, what? What does that even mean? How do you win a catchweight title? And then he won the TXC Legends lightweight title. I don't know much about this guy, but he's not doing great in the UFC, so I'm going to go for Benoit also because it's Benoit. Next up, we got Sexy versus Silva. Or should I say Alexa Grasso, who is 8-4-0 in the UFC, overall 16-4-1. She's had one performance of the night bonus, one fight of the night bonus, ranked number 1 in the women's flyweight division, currently on a one-fight losing streak, won the flyweight title against Shevchenko March 2023, had a draw against Shevchenko immediately after in September, then lost the title immediately after in September again of 2024, fought Shevchenko 3 times in a row for all the title shots, has been in the UFC since 2016, was completely undefeated before entering the UFC with 8 wins, before losing to Shevchenko in the 3rd in a row bout. She was on a 6-fight win streak. And then Natalia Silva is 6-0 in the UFC, overall 18-5-1, ranked number 5 in the women's flyweight, currently on a 12-fight win streak, one performance of the night bonus, one fight of the night bonus, won and defeated the Jungle Fight flyweight title twice, and she's undefeated in the UFC. I wouldn't be surprised if Silva took it, but I want Grasso to win only because she's sexy. Next up, we got Jose Aldo versus Ayman Zahabi. Jose Aldo has a huge fucking resume, dude. In the UFC, he's 14-8-0, overall 32-9-0, ranked number 11 in the bantamweight division. He's a legend of the sport, been in the UFC since 2011, 6 performance of the night bonuses, 4 fight of the night bonuses, currently on a 1-fight losing streak. He's 38 years old. He won and introduced the featherweight title into the UFC from WEC. He defended the title 3 times in a row at WEC. Once it was taken over by the UFC, he then defended another 7 times in a row before losing it to the iconic, legendary 13-second fight against Conor McGregor. He won it back against Frankie Edgar in a vacant match, then immediately lost it to Max Holloway. Outside of the UFC, he only has 1 loss with 19 wins. He left the UFC in 2013 to join Shudo Boxing and Gamebred Boxing, then came back into the UFC in May of 2024. Won against Jonathan Martinez, then lost to Mario Bautista, which is where we're at right now. Zahabi is 6-2-0 in the UFC. Overall, he's 12-2-0. Rank number 14 in the bantamweight division. Currently on a 5-fight win streak. He has 1 performance of the night. He is a Canadian on the card, fighting in his home province and city. Outside of the UFC, he is undefeated with 8 wins. Now, on the surface, you would say, oh, Jose's got a better resume, but I think Zahabi's going to take it. Jose's getting old, huge factor, almost the only factor. Next up, we got 100 men versus a gorilla. 100 men. I think that's played out. Okay, co-main event. Shevchenko versus Fioret. We don't need to go over their credentials because we already did at the beginning of the show. So I'm going to go for Shevchenko for the co-main. And for the main event, I'm going to go for Jack Della Maddalena. I won't be upset if Bilal takes it because, as I said, we do want to see Islam versus Topuria. And with that being said, remember you can download this fight prediction sheet. Link is in the description to the Google Drive doc. That is it.
Tap here to watch the full episode of the Dynamite Gizmo podcast.